Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mark Phillips, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you $1 billion in venture capital from the universe. So I'm really excited to share this video with you, and be sure to stay till the end because I'm going to tell you how you can get a digital picture and a letter from the universe of $1 billion so that you can put it on your vision board or your dream board, carry it in your wallet as a physical representation of $1 billion so that you can manifest that and create that in your experience. So be sure to stay to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you how you can do that. And let's jump in. So venture capital from the universe. What is this, right? Let's address that. What it is capital that the universe is giving you and us, all of us, to ensure that we can share our gifts with one another, right? And we can express ourselves in the best way. We can do what we came here to do. We can move humanity forward. We can raise consciousness, right? Every human being has a role to play in the evolution of humanity, right? And moving the human race forward and making the human experience more rich and rewarding and like super awesome for everyone else, right? Can you imagine if one of the, let's just take a famous person, for example, because it's more easy to understand what they've done than say a person who maybe didn't share their gift with the world and isn't well known because of that, right? Let's take an Albert Einstein or someone from the medical field who had made a cure for a disease or pushed the knowledge base forward in health and wellness or something in that arena. But pick any person that you know, someone that you admire, right? It could be in your field or in another field. But pick a person that you know and just think for a moment, if that person didn't share their unique gift with the world, what the world would have missed out on, right? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we're kind of inspiring one another and encouraging one another and motivating one another. And that's we all kind of move forward up this ladder, this evolution of consciousness and this evolution of experience, this ladder, incrementally, because each of us are lifting one another up. I mean, if you take an analogy of climbing a mountain, right? And at this peak of the mountain is the pinnacle of human experience. And as one person climbs up, they help another person climb up. And as that person climbs further, they pull another person further. And we're all kind of moving up the scale to the peak of this mountain, which is, pure bliss, pure nirvana, the peak of human experience when everyone is like a super shining beacon of themselves, expressing fully, no fear, no doubt, no anxiety, pure joy, pure ecstasy. That's where I think we're going, right? So if you can imagine for a moment someone that you know, that you admire, that you look up to, if they didn't share their gift with the world and they didn't express themselves, the joy that they are, we're spiritual beings enjoying this human experience. This is the great message from Wayne Dyer, Pierre Desjardins, that a lot of the things that I talk about is built upon. We're human beings having this human experience, and we're joy looking for a way to express. This is the great message from Abraham Hicks. And when we find what lights us up, what makes us come alive, what gives us the highest excitement. I recently did a video where I talked about Bashar, the formula, and you can, I'll put that image on the video right now so you can see it. I'll also put the description down. I'll put the link in the description down below, but like Bashar talks about the highest excitement for you, right? When you want to find out what you want to do in your life and what the best use of your time is, what your purpose is, he said, well, do what is most exciting to you. And then when that starts to run out, do what is next most exciting. And even if you're at a fork in the road, maybe you look at both of the things and say, which is more exciting? And if you don't know, try one. And if you don't get the feeling that you want, if it doesn't feel right, we can always find a way to make sure we're on the right path by the way we feel. If we do something and it doesn't feel super good, try something else and see if that feels better, and then recapitulate and go down the road that feels a little bit better. So that's kind of the idea of feeling good, expressing your joy, doing what makes you come alive. That's all bundled into sharing your gift with the world. And back to what I was saying earlier, we all need everyone at the high end when everything is like perfectly perfect and we're having that like total enlightenment, total bliss, total nirvana, total peak experience. Everyone is sharing their gift and there's room for everyone to share their gift, right? The universe is conspiring constantly to help us share our gifts. I love Emerson's quote that once you decide and make up your mind, the universe conspires to help you make it happen, right? So again, we're not all by ourselves out here, but this idea of venture capital for the world, or for you to share your gift with the world, is really a way to give you something, a symbol, a physical representation, so that you can focus that into being. And so what I'm going to do is, one, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use this venture capital to create more capital, right? This is like the seed money. All venture capital is just an investment in a good idea, and you're a good idea. And what you want to create in the world is a good idea. The world needs it, right? And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how to grow this seed money and how to use it in the best possible way, right? Because again, this is just the starting money. This $1 billion is just the seed money. It's meant to kind of give you a buffer zone and some space to actually create the real money, the big money, right? And I don't just mean money, I mean the big experience and the big abundance and the big prosperity, and express yourself and release your gift to the world and share it. So some of the ways that you can do that is to ask yourself, like, what wants to come through me? What does the little voice inside of me want to share with the world? Or to say it a better way, what is the little voice inside of me telling me that I should do, right? That I should create, that I should express, that I should try? Because there's always that little voice inside of us if we listen. I believe the little voice gets louder as we get older, right? The little voice is saying, try this, do this, you should do this, you should do this. It's nudging us, right? We're never just out here kind of flailing around without any guidance. We have internal guidance. It's our higher self, our inner being. You want to call it God or source or infinite intelligence. It's that aspect of yourself that knows, right? It has a broader perspective. The aspect knows what you should be doing to not only have the most wonderful, joyous, fulfilled, meaningful life that you can, but also to help other people have the most wonderful, joyful, meaningful life that they can, right? Because we're in this all together. And when you share your gift, not only do you going to feel awesome, but you may inspire someone to share their gift. Or at the very least, you may just entertain them, or you may change the way they think and they feel, changing hearts and minds, right? That could be called the game of life, changing hearts and minds. So think of what that little voice is saying inside of you and really, really listen. And I know sometimes it might be telling you to do something that you've never done, that you have no training in, no background in, but you know what? I think that when we trust that little voice more so than God love them and bless them, our parents or our family and friends, that's when the real magic happens, because nobody knows what your little voice is telling you, right? Nobody knows you in the way that you know you, right? This is all about developing your relationship with yourself. That could be a whole separate video. Really getting in tune with who you are and what wants to come through you, even to the point of like not taking advice from other people that don't know you on the level that you know you, right? That are intimately in touch with your higher self, your inner being. But I will say this, my hunch is that when you start listening to that inner voice and when you start doing what that inner voice is telling you to do, everyone will be like, well, we knew you should do that all along. We saw that all along, right? People can see us better than we can sometimes see ourselves, right? We're clouded in our judgment sometimes. And we kind of diminish ourselves. We'll talk more about that in a moment, specifically about what is on this $1 billion bill. It's right at the top. Right at the top. I'm not going to tell you just yet because I want to save that till the very end, so stick around. But it's the most important aspect of this whole thing, right? I'm going to share that with you at the end. But let's talk more about how to grow your venture capital, how to actually do your work in the world, do your business. So listen to the inner voice is one. Another way is to realize that you're a miracle, right? You are a miracle. You're not to be devalued in any way. A miracle, unique in the universe, never has been, never will be. And so knowing that and remembering that will help you share your magic with the world, share your essence. There's a little bird hanging out right outside the window. Distracted me a moment. Okay, another thing to keep in mind is that you are source or universal intelligence expressing itself, right? Whenever you feel like you're not good enough or you don't have enough training or you need more practice or whatever, just remember those two things. You're a miracle and your source energy, universal consciousness expressing yourself. I also like to think about the fact, and this is on the cover of Boundless Joy, that you are when you think of yourself as a spiritual being having a human experience, joy arises effortlessly, leaving no room for fear, doubt, anxiety, and worry. That's what I think about whenever I start to get down on myself and start to think, oh, what's the point? I'm not good enough. It's never going to happen. I can't do it. I just stop thinking of myself as a human being and I think of myself as a spiritual being or an energetic being with infinite capability to create stuff and infinite capability to make things happen. And then all of that goes away because there's no fear or there's no doubt or anxiety for spiritual beings, infinite spiritual beings. That just is not part of the game plan for those types of entities, right? And newsflash, you are that type of an entity. So remember that your source energy, universal intelligence, one consciousness expressing itself as a human being in this specific moment. Another thing to think about is whatever reason you come up with for you can't do it or you're not good enough or not ready or whatever, realize that's just a story. That's just a story you're telling yourself, and it's a belief. You know what we say about beliefs, right? Beliefs are just lies that we tell ourselves, right? It's right in the word. Lie. It's a lie we tell ourselves. And unless you're telling yourself that you are elements and water and other kind of clay-like material, right? Elemental material from this earth, animated by the God spark, everything else is a lie. Right? Everything else is a lie. You get to make the story be however you want it. And that's what we see in the world when we look out there. Everyone's telling themselves a story. That's why we are on one planet. We come from one place. We're going to one place, but we're all having vastly different experiences. The reason for that is because everyone's telling themselves a different story. So choose the story that you want to tell yourself, the way you want your life to be, right? And then align up with it and believe it. Lie to yourself. What other option do you have, right? You can either keep living the lie, and I'm going to call it a straight up a lie, of your current story. Maybe it's not satisfying you. Maybe it's not exciting you. Maybe you're not getting what you want. You don't have the results you want. Or you can just wipe the slate clean and pin a new story. So those are some ideas about how to be valuable, share your gift with the world, get over fear, doubt, and anxiety. I've talked about this in other videos. I'll link them down below, and you can go check those out. Some of them have been in On the Move, the car vlog series that I produce. But it's really important to get over those limiting beliefs because those will hinder us from sharing our gifts with the world, and they hinder you from sharing your gift. So let's get back to what you really tuned in for, the $1 billion bill. So I'm going to share a couple things with you, and then I'm going to tell you how you can pick this up and get a bunch of other resources that will help you on your journey. I call them tools for conscious creators. They're tools and resources designed to help you change the way you think and feel about yourself and your life and your work and the world so that you can be a more conscious creator and you can create the things you want to create in the world. But let's talk about two aspects of this $1 billion bill. Again, I'm going to share how you can get this at the very end of this video. The first aspect that I want to share with you, and the reason that I'm giving this to you in a digital picture format, I've scanned this in and put it in a document. It's actually a venture capital letter from the universe, right? With some key reminders and points to keep in mind about how to use this, what it's for, all of the aspects that are regular venture capital. I don't know why I keep saying capitalist, venture capital person or venture capital firm would give any startup or any person they had faith in or they wanted to invest in, right, that they thought had a good idea. And by the way, you are a good idea. If you haven't thought about that lately, you're a great idea. You're a phenomenal idea. That's why the universe is giving you venture capital to express yourself and promote the idea that is you, to share yourself in the only way that you can, in the unique way that you can. And so, two things. Let's talk about these two things. This picture is a physical symbol of $1 billion, right? When you can hold it in your hand and actually look at it and touch it and feel it, it makes it more real. And that's another reason, that's one of the reasons why I want to give you this image. It's a physical symbol of $1 billion to help you create the feeling, right? When we want to change our experience, we have to think about it and we have to feel about it. And more specifically, we have to think from that experience. How would we feel, how would we think if we already had that? How would we feel if we already had that? In this case, $1 billion, okay? So it's a physical symbol for you to hold in your hand. You can print it out. I'm going to give it to you on 8.5 by 11. And you can print it out, put it on your vision board or your dream board, or even carry it in your wallet, however you need to do it. But one of the things that I want to suggest is that on a daily basis, if you can, 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, take it out and imagine, right? Use the power of your imagination to feel as if you already have this, right? You're already a billionaire. You already have shared all of your gifts with the world, made the world a better place, helped other human beings express themselves, helped other people get what they want. The great idea that Zig Ziglar gave us, right? When you help other people get what they want, you will get everything you want. So you're going to go through this kind of process. Like I said, I recommend 3 times a day. And you're going to just imagine this real and emotion, right? Visualization, emotionalization, all the things that you know as a manifester to make this real in your experience. Now, here is that idea that I talked about earlier, the most important aspect of this whole $1 billion venture capital from the universe. Right at the very top, I don't know if you can see it right here. I'm going to try to zoom in. Right at the very top, we'll see if it captures it. It might do it. It might do it. It might not. Anyway, if you cannot see that, you will be able to see it when you print it out. But it says at the very top, Federal Reserve Note. Federal Reserve Note. Feeling deserving of what you want is super, super important. You've probably heard the statement, your self-worth equals your net worth. Well, right on this $1 billion bill is the key to having abundance and prosperity and really anything that we want in life, right? Federal Reserve Note. So the second thing I want you to keep in mind as you're holding this, imagining it real, feeling the emotions you would have if you had this, also keep reinforcing to yourself, I deserve this. This is for me, right? I'm worth this. Those are the types of ideas you want to say to yourself. And the other key that I want to mention is there's nothing that you need to do to be worthy of this. Yeah, there's some things that you probably will want to do, but there's nothing you need to do to be worthy of this. Knowing that you're already worthy of this just because you're a human being you're a spiritual being having a human experience, that's enough right here, right? All of the great manifestation gurus tell us that we block ourselves from having what we want because we don't feel we're ready and we don't feel we deserve it. We don't feel we're worthy. We don't feel that we're worth having that thing or worth having that person or that experience in our lives, right? So our work is to remove that feeling from within ourselves, and this will help you do that. Deserve it, over and over. I deserve it, I deserve it. Those are the mantras that we say to ourselves over and over to squash that idea of not feeling deserving. So I hope this has been beneficial to you. Again, this is venture capital from the universe to help you share your gift with the world, express yourself in the way that only you can. Now, here's how you get it. Go to my website, gmarkphillips.com, and again, you're going to be getting access to tools for conscious creators, which is tools and resources for conscious creators to help you create the business and lifestyle that you want from the inside out, right? Using the power of your imagination, the power of focus, right? The power of intention and pretension. And the way you get that is you're going to sign up for my free course, which is called Tools for Conscious Creators, in my courses section on my website, gmarkphillips.com/courses. And when you sign up for that free course, you will have access to Tools for Conscious Creators. Now, this is only one tool in there, and I'm constantly adding new tools all the time, and I'm constantly revising new tools all the time. And to that point, be sure when you sign up for that free course in my courses area that you check the little box that says, yes, I want to be on Mark's mailing list so that he can notify me when new updates and new tools or resources come out. I typically send out an email at least once a week, oftentimes more, sharing valuable ideas and insights and resources with you to help you be a more conscious creator and create the business and lifestyle that you want. Like I said, this is just one of those. There's a bunch of what I feel super awesome, valuable tools in there for conscious creators. These are tools that I use myself. This is a tool that I use myself, but I feel it's so beneficial and so valuable that I wanted to share it with you. And so I'm always adding new tools to that, and that's kind of my free gift to you, my free course to you. It used to be just a download, but I recently made it into a course. And so there's a video in that course of me talking about the specific tools and just the general overarching theme of that course. So that's it. Venture capital from the universe, excuse me. So I hope this video finds you well. Please go sign up for that course and pick up your venture capital from the universe. Until next time, I wish you all the best, health, wealth, and success. And I'm really excited to see what you're going to create once you get this venture capital working for you. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That would be super awesome. Consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this and also episodes of Enhancing the Human Experience, the Focus and Flow Product and Apparel vlog, I should say, and also episodes of On the Move, my car vlog series where we have intimate chats as I'm driving to the places that I need to go. So thank you again. I really appreciate you, and I'm so excited for your future journey. All the best, health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.